So I'm just going to jump into this message today. I got a pretty intense download just during a normal conversation with my bestie, and I was showing off this pen originally, okay? It's a quill tip pen. Fucking love this pen. It writes so good. But I want to point out some patterns that I am seeing in just what I have written down. And it's kind of a really good indicator of your person's mental state. I also realized while writing that I'm using one of the quill pen tips. And in this tarot deck that I'm making, and it will be a one of a kind, it will only be my tarot deck, trademarked, the whole 9 fucking yards. It's going to be my tarot deck, and it's going to be the only one that exists. It's the only one I'm going to put out. But, in that, I also use the quill tip script, except it's like in the fancy cursive and stuff, kind of looking like the fucking Constitution and shit. I don't fucking know, but it's really cool. It's really cool. But this person, I just got this random download, completely unrelated to the conversation that I was having with my bestie, and just I heard "Save me from myself," and it's very quiet when I hear it, and ... and then "Can't you hear me?" And that is that indicator of that person sending you those distress signals, which I also included in this tarot deck. But they are sending you distress signals, and I've been feeling this energy for a couple days, and I felt it when I was creating my tarot deck, so I feel like there are going to be a lot of messages in there. But if you are around long enough to, of course, watch videos when this comes out, by this I mean the tarot deck, something about this person, I feel like they are going to have a very hard time conveying their feelings to you. They might kind of beat around the bush a little bit, or not entirely know how to gather their words. But something is completely scattering their brain in their life right now, and that's where that "Save me from myself" is coming in, because I feel like they are in some type of mental self-prison. This mental prison that they can't really get out of, and they just feel like trapped. It's the vision that I'm getting of that, like what I'm seeing is somebody kind of like thrown into a hole and their hands are bound and they're looking up. And you know how people talk about the light at the end of the tunnel when you die and stuff like that? Like you're that light at the end of the tunnel, and you come and save them from this hole that they are in. Holy shit. And they've been like screaming for help, and by doing that they've been sending you telepathic messages trying to get that help. And maybe you have just been trying to convince yourself that you're crazy, but this person is very frantic, they're very emotional. But it said the thoughts are obsessive was the one that came up next after "Can't you hear me?" Save me from myself. Okay, save me from myself. Can't you hear me? The thoughts are obsessive. Do they ever end? I need you. Can you feel me? I'm getting goosebumps because that's pretty much what I just expressed about that person being in that fucking deep dark hole. And they feel like if they don't get out of whatever situation that they're in right now, they're going to die. Like, stress is indeed a killer. It's very unhealthy. They could be in a situation that is really life or death right now. And that's why they're sending these distress signals. Like, they really need some serious help. I hang onto your every word. Do you know I'm watching you? So with that, hang on to your every word, and you know I'm watching you. You could have a platform. You could be a speaker. You could be a motivational speaker of whatever type, because there's so many different ones. Online psychologist, tarot readers, and I call tarot reading spiritual psychology because it's reading energy. But that I hang on to your every word, and you know I'm watching you. Like, they are really taking in what you are saying, and they're not just taking it with a grain of salt. They're Not just like, yeah, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's not just going in one ear and out the other. They are taking it to heart and they are applying it to their life. And as they are doing this, as you are inspiring this person, like, holy shit, this is an emotional message right now. As you continue to inspire this person, it is bringing them to that light. Like, you are saving them from this pit in a sense. This pit of despair is what just fucking hit me. I know what it all means now, but it's talking about this person coming to that state of enlightenment, that state of realization, that state of understanding exactly what your connection means and how that is supposed to apply to your life, because it's a full circle. I didn't say full circle, but I said it was a full circle. And it's us surrounded by our purpose together. Realization and epiphany is what I wrote down here. So things are starting to click for this person. They're really starting to make sense. And they're just like, dude, I need your help. I need your help. And you have been helping them without being in communication with them, because I know that this is no contact. There's no other way. They can't really send you distress signals if you talk to them every day. It's a full circle, and it's us surrounded by our purpose together. Realization and epiphany. So when, like, I'm getting these images in my head of so much different shit, and this doesn't happen to me a whole lot, honestly. Like, I will think things and I will get racing thoughts when I start getting spiritual downloads, and sometimes that's where all my stuttering comes from, because my thoughts are happening faster than my mouth is moving. And it's just a thing I deal with. Not a flex or anything, but I'm seeing two people standing, let's say, a distance away, 20 feet away. You're in the center of an eye of a storm, eye of a hurricane, because that's what I wrote down after this is full circle. It's us surrounded by our purpose together, realization and epiphany, and eye of the storm. So you and this person are coming together in the eye of the storm, and you're just slowly walking towards each other, but there's this eye contact where it's this gaze, I want to say. And it's with the love you've never seen before from anybody. Like, it's an eye contact that holds such a deep purpose and understanding and love for one another. And this person has never looked at anybody else like this. Not in the real life, not in their minds. They've just never made eye contact with somebody like this. And you don't break eye contact as you're walking towards each other. And when you're walking towards each other, it's going slowly. So when you're walking towards each other and it's moving slowly like this, it's uncertainty. It's, I love this person so much, but I'm so, like, unsure. I'm trepidatious. But your only focus in this moment is one another and not breaking that eye contact. And your eyes are saying so much to each other without any words being spoken. And once you finally are face to face with each other, just inches apart, you're looking at them, they're looking at you, and just that gaze holds. There's just the faintest smile. And just nothing else mattered. And as everything else is being shredded apart around them, their focus is you. And with it talking about this purpose together, this full circle, and it's us surrounded by our purpose together. Your purpose is to repair something in this world that is damaged, to bring some faith back into humanity. Like, maybe you're someone who's lost faith in humanity. Like, I see humans but no humanity type shit. Like, on some other level 3-dimensional type shit. And your purpose together is to repair energies or people that you come in contact with around you. Set an example, whatever the case may be. You and this person have a purpose together. It's something that will withstand storms, because in the eyes of that storm, in the eye of that storm. It's just the two of you. It's not about anything else. Your focus is one another. Like when you and this person finally meet and you're that close to each other, and there's that moment of just realization and acceptance. Okay, so I had to regather some shit, but this person, they like freeze up when they see you, they freeze up when they think about you. It just makes them freeze and they're just distracted by you. But the next thing that I have here, okay, so with this eye of the storm, I'm still so scrambled right now. With the eye of the storm and that realization and that acceptance of one another, like I just see two people embracing and they just melt into each other as everything else is like very intense around them, you know, because they're in the eye of a hurricane. But it's just that acceptance of one another, and then when you're together, it's just this peace. Like something about your touch, something about that eye contact that you guys share. But this person has been in denial up until this point, up until this epiphany, just refusing to admit that they do love you. And I try so hard to distract myself, but it always comes back to you, and that's that full circle. They have racing thoughts, and it starts early in the morning. That was something that I had also downloaded, but I'm also paying attention to the placement of the second column next to the first. I try so hard to distract myself, but it always comes back to you, and it's next to, can you hear me? The thoughts are obsessive. Do they ever end? Right next to each other. Similar messages that tie into one another. And then I need you was at the bottom of that. And I noticed that I subconsciously put little heart periods next to I need you, and then a little heart next to the end of it always comes back to you. Just something worth noting. I need you, and it always comes back to you, but the heart is right next to you on both of them. So you are where their heart is at. Their heart has always been with you. They're wondering if you could feel their anxiety because racing thoughts is right next to can you feel me? And then early morning, and they think about you from the moment that they wake up, and they wonder if you can feel them thinking about you, if you can feel their anxiety, if you can feel their other emotions. But as I'm going to continue to go through this here, it says frantic, because they are frantic. They're wondering if you can feel how frantic they are. And when it comes down to whatever situation they're dealing with, or just thinking about you and coming in contact with you, it gets hard to breathe. It hurts so bad. And when I was writing that down, it was getting hard for me to breathe, and it was hurting at the bottom of my rib cage, and it just like felt like being squeezed on the inside. It's like my ribs were just, I don't fucking know, constricting my breathing, and it was wild. And then randomly, I know this energy is jumping all over the place, but this person feels that type of way. Their mind is a storm, and you bring them this sense of peace during that storm. When they don't feel at peace, they think about you and feel at peace. But something about being bound by blood and fated. And this could be a bloodline thing. This could be entirely tied to bloodlines. I also got something, I am so sorry to say this, but I got something about period sex. Yeah, that's an interesting one, but I haven't gotten that in a download of anything before. Something about period blood and something about a connection during that. If you've ever had period sex with this person, something is going on with that. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that one. But something about period blood and fated. And this could also be a blood bond. There's so many things I don't feel like I'm allowed to say because I'm gonna get banned or something. I don't fucking know. I gotta be careful with that. But anyway, with this blood bond that you guys have and it being fated, that could be tied to bloodlines, but they're wondering, and with this epiphany, because this is next to the realization epiphany, I think they're realizing that they have this blood bond with you. They're bound by blood to you. And that with you guys being bound by blood, do you feel what they feel? You know, and that kind of goes back to, can you feel me? Yeah, so that repeated twice in different ways. Something that's also noteworthy. But they also wondering if this bond by blood, I wrote down parallel lives. And with this parallel lives, they're wondering if you guys are living parallel lives, or they are seeing that you guys live parallel lives and you have been through similar things, whatever the case may be. But when you live parallel lives, you have that parallel mission, you have that reflection of one another. So this could very easily be a twin flame connection. And I'm writing this with arrows, mind you, so I have arrows pointing to everything, and you see it, all of this stuff go back by full circle. So they're wondering, because, you know, it's a full circle here, they're realizing, like, oh my gosh, I loved you in a past life. After parallel lives, I have infatuated, and infatuated is right next to I'm awake. And you can see the arrows and how they're all working out. You don't gotta believe me. There's goofy people out here always, you know, making tarot readers look stupid. And then at the end of all this, like, I also have a Scary Movie, and then Eyes Are the Window to the Soul. I'll get to the Scary Movie last. But with that eyes, because I have eyes and then 2 exclamation points, and then window to the soul right after that. And that takes me back to that eye contact that these two people are making as they're coming towards each other in the eye of the storm. Because there's just that unbreakable eye contact, and it's your souls seeing one another. And that's the epiphany, and that's that realization that they're having. They're finally having this epiphany. And it has probably taken them a while. The eyes are the window to the soul, and I was just thinking about going out to my car, because, you know, I got my car keys, and I was just like, oh yeah, I just had to go out to my car to get this drawing that I made the other day. And this is the same day that I also made my tarot deck that has a lot of similar messages in here. But I was talking about the eyes being the window to the soul, and I was drawing eyes the other day. So yeah, this could be a thing, and something very specific about the eyes. Maybe you do winged eyeliner and one's a little bit bigger than the other and it's not perfect, you know. This could be a similar lip shape, eyebrow shape, just some type of description. But something about the way that you look at this person, and this person will be looking at you, but they are looking at you. So you are the feminine energy in this. But yeah. I forgot to include that in the message because I'm a silly goose, so. But I feel like that eye of the storm, I can't really predict the future, okay? But something about Scary Movie 6 was popping into my head while I was writing all this down, and my bestie, like, I'm writing stuff down while him and I are on the phone, and he's just like, you're focusing really hard. Like, I was completely just infatuated with this message and with everything that I was writing down and just noticing everything. And it was just like all these fucking dots connecting together. And I keep seeing, oh my God. It's like a bulletin board, and it has pins here, pins here, pins here, pins here, pins here. And this is all the things that you've went to through in these parallel lives together. And there's this red yarn connecting all the dots. And I just got the red string of fate. But Scary Movie 6, something about something about Scary Movie 6 is relevant. It has to be. Like, maybe you both have a parallel sense of humor. Like, you reflect that sense of humor. You both have a wicked sense of humor, and hell yeah, I get that shit. I love that for you. I love people that know how to laugh and not take offense to everything. That's great. But something is going to be very significant about Scary Movie 6. Maybe this person is going to ask you on a date to this scary movie, especially if you both have a similar sense of humor. So that's just a random something that just popped into my head while doing the rest of this. And it popped into my head earlier in the message, and that's how I got that. I try so hard to distract myself, but it always comes back to you, because I would start talking about something else or doing something else when I'm trying to do this, and then I kept going back to the message. Just like, you got to return to the message. You got to add more to this message. And then I added Scary Movie 6. And I also noticed that I did a lot of extra hard scribbling here. So maybe that's also another subconscious thing. But the little circle around the 3, I feel like that is that Eye of the Storm moment, and there could be something significant about the number 3. We did just have the 3-3 portal. It is March right now, so something could happen during March, or the 3rd day of any month, honestly. But something about the number 3, and something about it in the Eye of the Storm. And okay. So the 3-3 portal just happened. If you look at this, it looks like the Eye of the Storm. Boom, boom, boom. Hurricane, hurricane, hurricane. This in here in the middle. Eye of the Storm, right? But that could also be a representation of the 3-3 portal, because this 3-3 portal could have triggered this Eye of the Storm where they're having this epiphany, and now all they need is you type shit. Okay. Connecting more dots. It's making more sense, and my energy is changing as I'm realizing this type of stuff. But just something about the eye contact, it's absolutely fucking fated. It feels like bound by blood, bound by fate type of thing, the red strings of fate. And I am wearing lots of red right now, because I didn't plan everything that I've said. Other stuff that I've said have been other downloads that I have gotten while reading this other stuff, and just images. So, I mean, do with that information what you will, but this person is just having the most intense epiphany of their life. This is one of the more intense spiritual downloads that I have gotten from any of my readings. So please just do what you will. And this epiphany, they're on their way back to you, and there's going to be so much peace when you and this person connect again. So I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys again. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Love you. Bye. Mwah.